Hello, hello, you two people. Welcome back to my GF Makes Me Read Homestuck with...
The GF, Arma, hello, that is me.
Yay. We were just talking about ARG stuff off camera, and the fucking Davey Van mentioned the fucking Lane-esque Afterlife cult, and I'm curious. But we should try to do more Homestuck for the moment. You should totally send me stuff about that on the Discord, though, by the way. I love the Discord. Uh, equals greater than.
That doesn't make any sense. You never went anywhere.
Oh, wait. Hold on. What page are you on? Because where I went, there was no
Oh,
text.
sorry, I was one too soon.
Okay. Hang on. I'm now looking at the thing that says the past, where it's the orange trail and him walking down the stairs bleeding out.
Yeah.
Alright. SS. Rematerialize.
That doesn't make any sense. You've never went anywhere.
equals greater than.
Die realizes there is a cost to settling the score with you in this way. The cost is having to live in a desert amidst the ruins of a dead civilization for the rest of his life. He thinks that's stupid, so he pulls your pin.
Wait, so what do you do?
He tried escaping Spades like by putting the pin into the
To
thing
go to a
to get rid.
timeline where Spades is dead.
Yeah.
But in that timeline, the world's fucking apocalyptic. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Spade Slick, help the green man live up to his name.
Boop.
Oh, fuck. God, that shit's so cool. Like these, like the Felt gang. I love the Felt gang and their motifs, and it's kind of fucked up watching them die. I feel like we're jumping into like deep into a long running anime with this one, and now I want to see an entire show about these guys. The Felt gang is so cool. Equals greater than.
Boop.
God,
God, there's still so many that I have to die.
they're mowing through them fast though.
Uh,
SS,
uh,
take
Chat
Voodoo
says
Doll.
you're right. Yes, you are right, and that is why I've been itching to get through this crap, is because after this shit gets fucking whack, though.
Okay. So he has the Voodoo Doll now.
Yes. Oh, take the voodoo doll. Did you read that?
Yes. So now he's
Okay,
holding
so
it.
you grab his voodoo doll and stick his pin in there for good measure. Might as well keep track of everyone you've offered offend this way to. Not that you intend to abuse its power to settle your score. What's the point if you're not gonna get your hands dirty? Still, it might come in handy down the road. Lord English is supposedly indestructible. He's rumored to be killable only through a number of glitches and exploits in space-time. The doll may ultimately help you work the system if it comes to that.
So the doll, anybody can use the power of this doll. This doll existing is a dangerous thing. Also, that's a fucking level 20 D&D artifact right there. And I imagine like getting God. Imagine a D&D campaign where it's like this is the voodoo doll can kill anything, but everybody in the world has a pin of life. So you need to find the pin of life for the person you want to kill. Ah. You signed up for the digital afterlife? Oh, what from the Night Mind Index? Yeah. Sorry, we were talking about the Night Mind Index and ARGs earlier. Before the stream or before the recording began, giving context to the YouTube people. SS clocks destroy them.
29 out of 1,000 clocks destroyed. 5
Uh,
out of 15 green torsos dead.
I kind of don't like Spade Slick. He feels evil. He feels violent and dangerous and evil. He's like the Vegeta of their gang. DD, follow the blood trail downstairs and finish him off.
Problem with that is he'll just see your future trail following him, and that'll be nothing but a loud invitation for him to mess with you some more. Besides, better to leave him alive. You think you know where he'll head you to. Just got to be a little more subtle about tracing his blood trail. Keep your future trail out of his line of sight.
God, that's so cool. SS, return to being Hearts boxcars. Yeah, and this guy's looking at the fucking past time. Oh my goodness. I love these two. They're my favorites.
I like the little chubby man.
I meant
Spade?
these two fucking Felt Gang members, the ones with the fucking future and
Oh,
past trails.
I prefer little black man. Spadeslick cannot return to
I
being
do love him.
hard cars because obviously Diamond Droogs is too busy being club stews
Jesus
for just
Christ.
watching Trace throw a punch into thin air for some reason. That guy's awfully silly. He then skulks off somewhere. You don't realize he's following Droog's past trail through the mansion until he gets to the point where it intersects with your trail, at which point he'll start following you. But we all realized it, because it's obvious. It couldn't possibly be more clear.
I understand it pretty well. CD, implement nefarious schemes, but I know that I think I understand why you're not liking this, because you struggle to follow, like, intricate time travel plots, don't you?
I struggle, yes.
Some you're really good with, like, you feel like you're a huge fan of Steins Gate, but...
That doesn't mean I understand them necessarily. You follow Droog's simple instructions. So simple, even a forgetful nincompoop like you can remember. There's a blood trail on the floor that goes in a different direction than Trace went. You decide to follow it because that sounds like a really good idea to you. If there was something you were supposed to do after helping out Droog, you'll be damned if you remember what it was.
equals greater than.
Trace catches up to where you were, but we're gone already. All he sees is the long, gross, rubbery arm of your past trail stretching through the room. He finds his comrade tied up with the stretchy rubber arms of a small man, but there is nothing gross or unpalatable about that in the least. Dozan slows himself and begins mumbling something feverishly about his hat.
I never finished watching the first season of Steins Gate. Sorry, chat's talking about that now. I never finished the first season. As far as I saw, it made relative sense. But I do know the whole thing was based off a visual novel, so, like, they had, like, the whole game has apparently a bunch of splitting timelines and alternate paths, so they sort of had to pick one of the timelines to follow. But the spin-offs are about the other timelines, aren't they?
A few.
And I'm assuming the musical is about yet another one.
Steins Gate is a huge inspiration for Bend Over, the Hero and Hero Infinite. Go
Yeah.
watch Hero Infinite. Anyway.
Equals greater than.
The future!
Equals greater than. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold up. The time bomb he set! Oh! He left the time bomb on the guy underneath his hat. Oh, and that's how they take out the two of them in the future with an explosion. I can't wait until we hear that explosion shake everything and something crazy happens.
7 out of 15 green torsos dead.
But we low-key just got confirmed none more are gonna die until that explosion goes off.
Out of 1,000 clocks destroyed.
Equals greater than.
Finn makes his way through the mansion to get some help. He wonders where this little guy is going. Deuce's future trail is headed in the same direction he's headed by sheer coincidence. Finn decides to follow him for a bit, keep an eye on him, for as long as Deuce's path matches his, that is. There's pretty much no chance he's headed the same place, though. That would be statistically improbable. He's got no idea what these other goons are up to here. Funny, their future trails end here. He's not gonna stick around long enough to find out why. He's a bit too woozy from the bloodlust to sort out this mess anyway.
This man's intermission has one of your favorite songs. Ooh. CD, follow the red blood road.
It's uncanny. This little guy is matching Finn's route every step of the way. He must know something. Finn decides he's got to take him out.
God, this is so cool. Equals greater than.
But he can't get a clear shot. Too busy. And with all that C4 under Deuce's head, firing would be a bad idea. My god, he's thought of everything! Clearly dealing with a criminal mastermind here.
But no, Deuce is just the bumbling buffoon that's stumbling his way through it, and I love that.
Can you see why I love this man the most?
Yeah. He's the D&D player that's, like, not been paying attention to the plot at all, and it's just like, alright, what do you do? What's going on? Okay, sure, I follow the blood trail, I guess?
So me.
No, I'm thinking of another one of our friends, but I don't want to call them out on stream. You know who I'm thinking of, though.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yes, Deuce, the mastermind. Equals greater than. This is such good storytelling.
You stop to admire this gorgeous clock. It is so pretty. Too bad it's not ticking like so many of the clocks in this place. Not that you can blame them. There are so many clocks in this mansion, it would obviously be impractical to make sure they all work properly. Oh, look! A trail of blood. You think he'll start following it?
I love him. God. Also, I remember when we saw the past thing, fucking Spade Slick is gonna be in the upper right corner shortly. HB, waste exactly 4 hours on this tomfoolery.
You hate time travel, you hate time travel, you hate time travel, you hate time travel, you hate, fuck it!
God. The purple one is good, like, he's, I think, one of the most dangerous, potentially. But I think what's happening here is he just kept stacking up a bunch of him here because he knows eventually one of him is gonna die in the fight. Equals greater than. He tried to stack the deck in his favor, but his time travel method is a predestined time travel method. I think that's what's gonna happen here is some people use predestined time travel while other people use non-predestined time travel.
So, chat has pointed out earlier how you're gonna lose your shit at 4, I guess, so here's 4.
Wait, we're about to get 4? Equals greater than.
Above, a spectator has appeared at the strike of 4 and has been giggling at your foolishness for a number of minutes. Clover would have been tickled to help you open this vault, at the cost of answering a few of his clever time riddles, needless to say.
He's adorable.
If only you'd thought to seek his help first, rather than charging like the silly brute you are into this deadly trap of stable and not so stable time loops. Mostly unstable, really. These guys are way too dumb to maintain even elementary loop stability for more than a couple iterations. If you weren't so preoccupied, Clover could tell you that you could use Crowbar's help to pry anything out of a time loop, stable or otherwise. If you weren't so preoccupied, or if weren't so dead.
Man, I already kind of like his attitude. I low-key want plushes of all the Felt Gang. Like, made using, like, a felt material, you know what I mean? Like, the same stuff that's used to make pool tables.
But the hat has to be, like, the material that an actual, like, cue ball is made out of.
Oh, that would be fucking... it's just plastic, so yeah, that would be cool, with them having a little plastic hat sewn on top. Oh man, I would love that. Oh man, I want that as a product so bad. Equals greater than.
Stitch mutters to himself in the shop. He guesses eggs and biscuits are roughhousing again, because the fabric of space-time is tearing something fierce on Lord English's carrier overcoat.
Oh,
this
it's
sort of thing
the
is
fabric
exactly
of
why
space-time! Sorry.
It's okay. This sort of thing is exactly why he keeps a backup coat, or always leaves Stitch with one of them. Any gang does well to have an in-house doctor on hand, but if you deal in time travel, you better have a damn good tailor, too.
God. Their leader wears the fabric of space-time. I love things that literally make it. There's another series where it was a literal fabric of space-time, but I forget what. And, like, there's a moment where, like, it tears and somebody's like, uh-oh, somebody's torn the fabric of space-time. And then, like, it cuts to the moment where that's happening. HB call Spades for backup.
You tell Slick to get his scrawny ass to the vault. It's goddamn bedlam down here. You tell him you asked Deuce for backup. Best surprise, surprise, he's nowhere to be found. But big surprise, you tell him. You tell him that was sarcasm. He says he knows. Slick says he'll be right there. He'll see if he can round up Droog for support.
Equals greater than.
Droog says Deuce is tailing Finn, while he's tailing Deuce. He'll be there to help out Boxcars as soon as he and Deuce take care of business with Stitch. Couldn't be simpler. Oh yeah, he also mentions he pumped Finn full of lead, so you can cross him off the list. You roger all that.
I love that sentence. Deuce is Deuce is tailing Finn while he is tailing Deuce. That's such a... Because of the way the time travel shit is, that's such just a fun sentence right there. Equals greater than.
Finn busts into Stitch's workshop, blubbering something about watching out for the little guy who's about to come in here. He says to watch out because he's got a bomb on his head, which is undoubtedly quite volatile, and even the slightest spark would surely set it off. Stitch sees Finn's obviously in pretty bad shape, and checks his effigy. Sure enough, the thing's in tatters, but he should be just fine if it can't be patched up before he bleeds out.
So Stitch's power is that he can create voodoo doll effigies like the other guy, but he can use his to undo damage. They were like reverse voodoo dolls. That's kind of fucking cool. Huh. But like, that how is that time travel oriented? It's not really. Equals greater than. Oh. That's cheating. What you just said, you don't want to use the voodoo doll, my dude.
Deaf.
I guess
8
you
out of
think.
15 green torsos dead.
But he's been following him from afar and watching him. He carefully made his way to the end. Okay. No, he was following him carefully from the distance. That's right. He had said he was gonna, and we were actually watching him do that, so he just knew that that's the moment where he's supposed to do it, huh? Oh my god. CD burst in, thrusting Pulpina's cane.
Everybody out the goddamn way. You've got a hat full of bomb and a fist full of penis and a head full of empty.
Me!
Sick one. Oh, and you.
Hmm? Equals greater than.
Stitch says, drop the livestock knob and settle the hell down. He says you do realize C4 is stable explosive and won't detonate with gunfire, right? You say, oh.
That's right. I forgot that C4 only explodes from an electrical pulse, not sparks. So the other guy totally could have pulled his could have shot him in the head. Dee Dee, sneak into Stitch's boutique. Arm? Oh,
Yes, sorry, I had to
yes,
say goodnight.
okay. Your family laying down.
Drop it and get in. Don't bleed on the suits. Stitch says, huh?
Equals greater than.
You admit the thought of carrying an imprisoned tailor wherever you go is gratifying for your personal reasons, but in this case, keeping him alive should be useful in dealing with English later.
God, we're getting, like, the fact that we don't know their ultimate plan makes it great. Because they clearly have a detailed plan that we're just not privy to. HB, prod idiots with red cheeks.
Oh god, it's another seizure thing. This predictably accomplished nothing. Taking your smut out of hiding turned out to be a very bad idea. Now copies from the future are appearing left and right, and these clowns have their paws all over it. Slick, where the hell are you?
SS, remove Crowball's pin. There we go.
Okay.
Equals greater than. Wait, he's unkilling. Equals greater than. He's jumping to a timeline where a guy's not dead? Why?
Kurobo's alive again, and a whole bunch of other stuff is different. You forgot this gang almost seems halfway competent when he's running the show. The good news is, you get to kill him again.
Why are you doing this? SS, insert and quickly remove Snowman's pin.
You have no idea how much you'd like to, but even you're not that crazy. Still, kinda tempting.
Who's Snowball? Oh, I think we're about to get an animated one. And this one's been getting hyped up for quite a bit. Equals greater than. Snowball.
Mistress of mystery.
Mommy. Hold still, Slick. Something in your eye. Oh, God. Something's in your eye, sorry. Why did he go to a timeline where one of them was still alive? Equals greater than.
Everyone always ceases gunplay when Snowman's around. If you kill her, you destroy the universe.
Oh shit. SS, remove knife from eye.
It's not a knife. It's Snowman's cigarette holder. All you know is she's gonna have a hell of a time getting it back.
SS, give it to Sawbuck.
You chuck the lance at Sawbuck, but of course it's only a flesh wound. Seems like that's the only sort of wound you can ever inflict on the corpulent lummox. Consequently, you and he both jump to a random point on the timeline. This looks to be in the recent past when Stitch and Crowbar were setting up the crates for the immediate gunfight, which was very thoughtful of them. Your
Hmm.
goons should be showing up any minute with the heavy firepower. For now, you've got the drop on everybody.
So when he gets hurt, he jumps to a new timeline?
Oh, to a different moment in time, it seems.
Huh. SS, kill something out of range and frustrating. Or out
Stitch
of
gets
rage
the
and
business end of
frustration.
your saber rattle, and he's dead. In this timeline, at least.
Why'd you jump to a different timeline? What's your plan, Slick? Slick, bring knives to a gunfight.
Where do you think you're going, fatty? You'll deal with him in a minute. You whip out your double-edged sword and Occam's razor.
Occam's razor, Crowbar's head, make it happen.
Crowbar deflects the King of Spades into Sawbuck's unmissable carriage. You jump far into the past. Oh, look, in the background!
So hang on. Okay. They are in the distant future. We now have when Homestuck is happening, when the Vagabond is traveling, potentially at the same time as Rainbow Desert, but I feel like Rainbow Desert is after the Vagabond, or way later in the Vagabond story. And then we got these guys. Years in the past. Oh, this is new
But just to
character.
say the present for the time being. A scurrilous straggler eyes impromptu desert skirmish. He dismisses them as a bunch of ill-mannered rogues warranting no further investigation, although he gives a small nod of approval to the plain and serviceable hat worn by one of the combatants, which strikes him as an absolute smashing display of good fashion sense.
Slicks hit Crowbar in the head.
You can't kill him yet. You need him alive to return to the original timeline. You will be taking the crowbar, though.
Oh, he wanted his crowbar, so he went to a timeline where he could steal his crowbar. Bro! Ugh! Slick, stuff him in your deck of cards. This is like some endgame level shit going on here.
You cram it in the war chest. Sawbuck, you need to keep him alive too for the moment. Not to return to the right timeline, but the right time. Speaking of which, where's the tubby? Think he's waddling off to. Oh, wait, mid-sentence. Speaking of which, where's the tubby think he's waddling off to?
Slicks, just go stab Sawbuck until the time shenanigans stop.
You treat him to a bit of old bait and switchblade. You appear in the future. You guess this is after the gunfight is over. The gunfight that never took place since you killed/kidnapped everyone who was supposed to be involved. Looks like only Boxcars is here.
Slicks, carry Sawbucks like like Titan Atlas would carry the world.
Also, thank you for the bless you, Davy.
Oh.
You order Hearts to drop his tub on the double before the fat lord puts you in a wheelchair. If you take Sawbucks back to your own time and kill him there, that would save you the trouble of hunting him down. Might as well take Stitch too. Maybe. You're not really sure if that's how it works. You don't really care, though.
Equals greater than.
You dumped them in the raft tub, then stick the tub in your own deck of cards. But you give Boxcars back his sordid literature, which he'd carelessly left in plain sight. No one will ever catch you leaving your smut around. And even if you did, the copy of Terrier Fancy magazine could belong to anybody. No one could prove nothing.
Oh no, is he a zoophile?
Ah, he's the
Sl-
person that buys the weird feet.
mm. Slick, stick Crowbar's pin back in again.
You go back to your original timeline. But now, stuffed in your chest, you've got a live crowbar from another timeline, brought to the timeline where he's supposed to be dead. So you guess now he's alive in this timeline, which is part defined by his death? Okay, whatever. You should probably just kill him again anyway. Also, Sawbuck from another timeline is in there too, so you guess now there are two Sawbucks? This is getting kind of dumb.
Huh. So that means I'm assuming that means you can no longer kill him with the voodoo doll, but by using this method.
Mm.
Equals greater than.
You open the chest, releasing them both. Crowbar doesn't look too pleased.
Equals greater than.
You deflect his gunfire into the awesome gravitational pull of Sawbuck's astonishing girth. Everybody into the past.
Well, I think we've established this universe can't have time paradoxes, it just has multiple timelines. You know? And yet there's multiple time travel methods here that different characters use. Some people use timeline jumping, while other people have consistent time travel, creating bootstraps loops. It's interesting. So there's multiple time travel methods in universe. That's what this is establishing. And so far, there's been no confliction. If you have one method of time travel, that's your method, and no one else is a different one. or you don't have any different. You know what I mean? We all time travel 1 second per second into the future. Yep. equals greater than.
You dodge his next round too. It seems Sawbuck from this timeline, i.e., the real Sawbuck, was in this room at this point in time. He and Crowbar exchange bullets. Off they go. They no doubt go on to spend the rest of their ammunition peppering each other throughout the timeline, destroying all these clocks in the process between now and the present. You guess that explains the mess when you got here. Thank God you figured that out. You'd have surely lost sleep over it. 20 out of 107 clocks redestroyed for the first time, eventually. You know what? Never mind.
Okay. So I'm assuming that's how those two die here now, I guess? SS, take a moment to think up some time-based one-liners.
Okay, you think you got one. Time travel sure can be a double-edged sword. Wait, that was awful. Really, really bad. You sure you can do better than that?
And he just warps himself to the exact moment the other him left. That way we don't have to deal with the repercussions of him being in the past and how that affects our story. Good writing, Hussy. Equals greater than.
Let's see. Sorry too. No. Time's running. No. Wait, fuck. You ask yourself from the past for a little help. Times. Something about time. Time being up? No, wait. How about some kind of clock pun? No. Damn it. Will you just listen? You were almost onto something. Time is. Screw this. Too many cooks in the kitchen. Oh, just what does this quivering mound of blubber think he's up to?
Slick. Stab first. Utter puns later.
Just as you hear your past self asking what happened to your eye, you jab Sawbucks with your butterfly effect knife. You remember a little while ago asking yourself about your eye and not giving yourself an answer just before disappearing. Maybe if you stopped and thought about it for a second, you could have warned yourself and avoided the whole mess, albeit in the process of creating a paradox. But your strict policy of stabbing first and answering questions later prevented it. You're sure your past self understands/understood. You're sure of this because you very clearly remember understanding/understooding.
So that blue hat guy's time travel method is retroactive time travel, where it rewrites the timeline, I think, or it's Bootstrap's time travel. It's hard to tell. It's one of the two. Also, yep, they've got the checker thing on their hand. They're 100% part of that fucking weird race that's created by the big game of Homestuck. Equals greater than. This is the distant future we're watching.
Past Slide Slick again. You were just about to pull Crowbar's pin. You guess all that stuff with your future self and Sawbuck originally happened in this room while we were all off watching someone else. Like Damon's Droog or something. That makes sense.
PSS, remove Crowbar's pin. Past Slick, that's what that is. We'll find out the race's name eventually, I'm sure, if we haven't already heard it. He removes it. Oh my god. And then all this stuff happens.
It happens that we already saw.
What does this do? Oh, it can jump you back to... Wow, I love clicking that. A whole bunch of stuff we already saw lets you fucking flow through everything. Also, hold on. February 2nd. We're getting close to the day when we can return to Strider's blog. PSS. Be future spade slicks. Jesus,
Being your
fuck.
future self is a lot more constructive because you get to do stuff you haven't already done. Looks like you're in the future. It's a bloody mess in here. The clocks are more bullet-riddled than ever, and it seems Crowbar and both Sawbucks have been decapitated. You're almost certain this is something you will be, or were already responsible for. Which, of course, means more time traveling. Looks like the tub and chest are gone, which means future you must have packed up and left already. Got to take note of these sort of things so you know where you are in the timeline. You notice something's on the wall over there.
For people who are struggling to follow this, I'm so sorry. I'm pretty sure I've got an idea of where things are. If I could probably sit down and map this out if I really wanted to. I don't think I want to. I'm sure somebody's done it out there already. Equals greater than.
One of the clocks that wasn't destroyed before is now bloodied and full of holes. Not especially noteworthy, you just have a feeling you should register this fact. 108 out of 1,000 clocks destroyed.
I feel like this might be a way to help anchor yourself in a timeline as well. This is how many clocks were destroyed. Also, we just hit the 30-minute mark again.
Alright.
Man, I am loving where this is going. It's so interesting. But that's the last one you could record tonight, isn't it?
I don't know, part of me wants to get through it now because in a month we won't remember any of this.
I think we'll have or at least I'll have an idea upon reviewing footage.
Alright. I am pretty tired.
Yeah. Man, so that's the end of this recording session for those on YouTube, which means we'll have another recording session in about a month's time. In the next recording session will be in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. So about 2 months once again.
Oh god. Well, maybe we can do it sooner this time.
Yeah.
Flutter's eyelashes.
Maybe. Or maybe with all that recording of that done in advance, we could start doing My BF Makes Me Read Jailbreak.
Oh.
Maybe. Who knows?
Alright.
Yeah. We're so far in the future at this point, relevant for what's been going on in the story, that I actually don't know what's going to have been happening within the surrounding week. The only thing I could say 100% for sure is that Hero Infinite will have gone up yesterday. So go check that out if you're watching this on YouTube. Ta-ta, everybody.
Bye. And to everyone on Twitch, thank you for listening in. It's been very fun.
Yeah.